Hey guys, how is it going? I hope you're having a great day. In this video, I'll be creating a sci-fi concept art piece using a mix of kit bashing, rendering, and painting in Photoshop. The scene will feature two massive ships hovering in the sky, viewed from the perspective of the first ship. This workflow is great for speeding up your productivity when building concept art because it combines the precision of 3D with the freedom of painting. So with that said, let's jump right in. I started the process with kit bashing using model kits I've built and collected from my previous Blender projects. Kit bashing is a great way to quickly build up complexity without having to model every single detail from scratch. Think of it as using building blocks. You can piece together existing parts to create something entirely new. I blocked out the scene with large forms to establish the overall shapes of the ships. This step is really about nailing down proportion and silhouette. Once I had the big shapes locked in, I layered in smaller models to add articulation and detail. During this stage, my main focus was on the ship's silhouette, making sure it felt striking and balanced. I wanted it to have enough complexity to grab attention, but still keep a clear, readable form. Since I knew most of it would be painted over later, I didn't stress too much about micro details. The key is to focus your effort where it counts. Once I was happy with the composition, I moved on to lighting and rendering. I turned the default lamp into a sun and increased the environment intensity to give myself a white background. I didn't touch any of the advanced render settings. I left cycles at default. The most important thing was adjusting the sun angle so it highlighted the forms in a way that matched the composition. At this stage, the render is basically just a solid foundation for the painting. As long as it's well lit, it's perfect to build on. Now for the fun part. I brought the render into Photoshop. The way I approach this is by painting non-destructively. That means working on separate layers for each adjustment or test. This makes it easy to go back or make changes without ruining the base. It's a small habit that saves you from a lot of frustration later on. I started painting with a flat rounded brush, picking up colors directly from the render. I also adjusted the exposure to push the lighting closer to what I wanted. Then I began sketching over the image, layering in new details and refining shapes. At this point, I made sure everything stayed consistent with the original lighting from Blender. That way, the final image still feels grounded. For the environment, I added clouds to build the atmosphere around the ships. This step was about creating mood and scale. Big, soft clouds help emphasize how massive the ships are, and they also frame the composition in a way that feels more cinematic. From here, it was a mix of refining details, adding highlights, and blending everything together until it feels cohesive. What started as a simple 3D blockout quickly evolved into a finished concept painting. And that's pretty much the process. A mix of 3D and painting can save you tons of time and give you a strong base to build on. If you enjoy this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what kind of scene you'd like to see me tackle next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.